Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, depending where in the world you're joining from today. We're going to start the year with some mindfulness goal setting in order to increase performance. We have a whole year ahead of us, or maybe just half a year, depending when your company, where the fiscal year of your company ends. And the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to go into a mindfulness state of mind, where we might be a little bit more calm, a little bit more present. And we're going to do some exercises. I will ask you to close your eyes, unless you're driving, walking, or in any other kind of situation that might put your life at risk. Kindly close your eyes for a little while. As you close your eyes, you're shutting down a lot of the stimuli that your brain is receiving. As you are closing your eyes, follow my voice and my instructions. We're going to start by breathing together. 3 breaths, deep breaths, in through our nose, very gently and very slowly, and out through our mouth, also very gently, very slowly, as if you were blowing through a straw. And as you do this, I would like you to mentally count how long it takes for you to breathe in and how long it takes for you to breathe out. So you're going to engage your mind in counting. That's all your mind's going to be doing. So let's breathe in. 1. You might hold your breath for 2 hot seconds and release through your mouth and keep counting. We breathe in 2. Hold your breath for 1 or 2 seconds and breathe out very gently, very slowly through your mouth, counting. And last breath in. Hold your breath on the top and breathe out gently through your mouth. Keep your eyes closed for a little while and let me just get you through some mindfulness. As you are in a very calm state of mind with calm breathing, I would like you to pay attention to any sounds that you might be hearing in your environment. Or maybe it's just the silence, or it's the sound of my voice. And as you do this, thoughts will be coming in and out of your mind. It's okay, just don't get attached to anyone. Let them pass away, let them flow. And I would like you to picture yourself as you remain with your eyes closed. It is the end of June, beginning of July. In the northern hemisphere of the world, where I'm in Stockholm. And by the name, my name is Lizzie Claesson, but I think you see it here on the screen. And our company is called Brighter Leaders. So in this northern part of the world, in end of June, July, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be warm, very long days, short nights. Probably you're already on your holidays. So picture yourself, what do you usually do on holidays? Or what do you have, what plans do you already have for these holidays, these summer holidays? And picture yourself there, very relaxing, very happy. And you're looking back into this first 6 months of the year. And you are feeling this sense of satisfaction and fulfillment and happiness of what you have achieved. So what are those things that when you're looking back, you have achieved? Picture them in your brain with your eyes closed. Picture them, see the picture, see what you have achieved, the people that are around you, how it makes you feel. And as you do this, I would like you to gently open up your eyes again. See yourself around so that you find your bearings in where you are. So here, there's still a lot of snow and it's still very, very cold, like 8-. So we're long away from that summer, but in my mind, I still see that picture. And I want you to hold on to that picture that you saw in the eye of your mind. That picture when it's summer, when you're on holidays and you're so happy for what you have achieved. There is no stress, there is no anxiety, and you have such a success. It's amazing. So you're already relaxing and enjoying that very well deserved holidays. So keep that image, all right? And with that image in mind, let's do some backwards engineering. So what would need to happen beginning of June, beginning of May, April, March, February, January? Today. What would need to happen today or tomorrow, this first week of the year, in order for you to be there, that picture that you grabbed with the eye of your mind? This is a very good exercise to do, that you can do with your teams, you can do with your families as well, or friends, or in any environment you desire. And since we're focusing on performance, I would like to mention that in order for you to increase performance, that doesn't mean your performance is not good. But I'm sure as you begin the year, you are expecting from yourself, expecting from your team, maybe others are expecting from you and your team to increase that level of performance. If you're working with sales, maybe you want to increase the sales. If you're working in finance, maybe you want to increase some of those financial KPIs. If you're working in marketing, then maybe you want to attract more clients, more leads. If you're working with customer satisfaction, maybe you want to increase just a little bit more those levels of satisfaction your customers have, customers and clients, right? So depending where you are, in what role you have, if you're the CEO of the company, if you've just started a new role, imagine the level of possibilities that you have ahead of you. So I would like you to reflect a little bit on what is it in your performance, not just talking about your personal performance as a leader, as a C-level executive, CEO, or HR manager, not just your personal performance, but also that of your team, that of your company. So what areas do you see have potential of improvement, right? Either because people can give a little bit more than what they're giving, they can perform a little bit higher, or because maybe some areas, some teams, some employees are not really at the minimum level of their requirement. So you will probably need to work differently, depending if your employees need help to understand what's the cause of the underperformance, something that we work very much with the clients. Understanding the causes of underperformance helps employees, teams, and companies excel, because they can work very concretely on those areas that they see there is underperformance. There might be some areas, some teams, some employees that could give a little bit more, could perform a little bit higher. And what is it they need? Okay, so let us focus today on those employees that are underperforming, right? Because the others, I mean, they're already doing a great job. So it's about helping them get even better. But the employees that are underperforming, they are suffering. This is something that we notice with the clients that we work with. Underperforming employees, underperforming teams, underperforming leaders, they suffer. That's why it's so important to help them and manage them in the right way, lead them in the right way to get them overcome this suffering, overcome this underperformance. And there are a couple of reasons. There are many reasons really for underperformance, and some of those reasons interact with each other, right? And the number one is the lack of good leadership. The lack of good leadership. So how can you help an employee that's underperformance? Well, I would suggest look at your own leadership to start with. Is there anything in the way you give feedback, how often you give feedback, what kind of feedback you're giving? Is it anything in your communication? Is it clear enough? You might believe that you have expressed yourself clearly, but is it being understood with that clarity that you desire? So this is something you need to check with your team, with your employees, right? Is there a misunderstanding somewhere? Is there a lack of clarity in terms of priorities? Are you working for a company where priorities change all the time? And it's difficult to keep on top of what's the priority this week, what's the priority this month? And how can you help your team navigate this situation that might be a reality for you, and a reality you might not be able to change. So always focusing on what you can change, what you can affect, what you can control, and just releasing everything else. Not accepting. I'm not saying accepting. It's like, oh, there's nothing I can do. It's like releasing, not focusing on that, but instead focusing on what you can change, because then you will make a difference. So another cause of underperformance might be that, talking about clarity, expectations are not clear enough. People don't really know what's expected from them. It might be yourself also as a leader. Maybe you have a management, a top management, or depending what company you're working with, how hierarchical it is and how many levels are above your level, that might not be clear in terms of what's expected from you, right? So you're measured for certain things, like it could be that you have a salary with a bonus, and that bonus is based on certain things, but then the projects that they ask you to be a part of are not directly related to that. So then you don't really know. I'm doing great at this project, but that's not what I'm going to be measured for. So could that be the lack of clarity, for instance? And how do you transfer this clarity to your team so that everyone knows what's expected in order to reach the company's goals, to make that impact, so that they understand and they get this feeling of purpose, right? And the number third cause of underperformance could be a mismatch in skills. So you have team members, you have leaders in your company that have amazing skills, but they might not be the skills that are needed for that role. They might not be the best suited skills for that role. And this will definitely cause some demotivation and some lowering of the energy levels, which will bring with it some underperformance. And this is something that we notice very much when we work with the clients, and they share with us very openly. And they can tell us things like, I'm having a period of a little of lack of motivation. I don't feel as motivated as I used to. And this is not a nice feeling that I have, because I love performing. I love the company. I love what we're doing. So what's happening? What's wrong with me? Don't worry. There's nothing wrong with you. It's about understanding what are your motivational triggers. Are they present in your work? And if they're not, what is it you can actually do? What is it you can affect? What is it you can impact in order to have those motivational triggers present in your job? By doing this, you will be putting your focus into what can be done and changed, instead of putting your focus on the problem of what cannot be done. Okay, so those are a couple of tips that I'm sharing with you so that you may start the year on top of things, right? With clarity, with good priorities, with very actionable things to do that you can follow yourself up upon, and your team, of course. And I would like to give you a little bonus, and I'm sharing with you. This is our latest. It's a very small ebook that we've put together. It's very, very short. It's 7 actionable strategies to manage underperformance. And in this book, we are sharing things like what are the 7 top causes. I mentioned 3 today, so you may find 4 more here in this book. And if you're watching this later when it's recorded and you still want the book as a PDF, don't hesitate. Just get in touch with us. As I said, comment on the fields below that you want to receive the ebook, or just send me a message and we'll be sending it to you completely for free. So thank you very much for joining me here today. Wish you a beautiful rest of the day, how many hours you have left, and looking forward to see you again next week. Take care.